Have you ever felt that sort of subtle shift? That feeling that maybe humanity's right on the edge of something big?
Oh, definitely. It's almost like this buzz in the air, isn't it?
Yeah, and people are talking more about, spirituality and really advanced tech, not as separate things, but maybe converging.
Exactly. It points to a future that, well, it feels exciting, but maybe a bit overwhelming too, right?
Totally. And today, we're diving into a source that has a very specific take on this potential change. It claims to lay out a whole blueprint, really.
And that feeling, that potential roadmap, that's precisely what we're digging into today. You brought us this really fascinating message from Ashtar Command.
Right, via the GFL Station YouTube channel.
Yeah, and for anyone maybe less familiar, Ashtar Command in certain circles is seen as this benevolent group of extraterrestrials.
Like a space fleet.
Kind of, yeah. And GFL Station shares messages, channeled communication supposedly from them. Ashtar is presented as a commander, and this message offers what they call insights into a transformation underway, a divinely orchestrated plan for Earth. So our mission today is to unpack that.
Guide you, the listener, through this specific viewpoint on where we might be heading.
Precisely.
So, according to this message then, all this rapid change we're seeing everywhere, it's not just random stuff happening.
Apparently not. Ashtar claims it's all meticulously planned.
Yeah.
A shift involving, forces we can see and, well, forces we can't.
Okay, so let's journey into that. How does this specific message connect things like advanced tech, quantum systems, society, even our own consciousness?
It sees them all as interconnected pieces of this big transformation.
All right, let's start unpacking that. What's the core idea from Ashtar here?
The main premise is that humanity is basically at the dawn of a golden age.
A golden age.
Yeah, and it's not just wishful thinking, according to the message. It's decreed by Prime Creator.
Prime Creator being like the ultimate source.
That's the idea in this context, yes. And it's fueled by the unwavering determination of the ground crew.
Ground crew, that's the term for people on Earth helping with this shift, right?
Exactly. People believed to be actively involved in making this transformation happen.
Okay, so how does technology, especially AI, fit into this golden age vision?
Well, what's interesting is Ashtar's perspective. They say advanced civilizations out there naturally integrate AI and sentient tech.
Naturally. Not like
But
something to be feared.
not according to this message, no. It's always presented as a tool, guided by higher consciousness. It's never the master. They give examples like central data crystals on Pleiadian worlds or living quantum computers from Sirius.
Living computers, wow.
Yeah, basically AI forms that help these advanced beings organize knowledge, manage resources, complex stuff.
Sort of like the helpful computers in Star Trek. Gene Roddenberry's vision.
Exactly. The message actually says that optimistic view isn't far from the truth of how some ET societies operate.
Okay, so linking that idea back to us here on Earth, our own AI development is exploding right now. I mean, just decades ago.
It's pretty basic, wasn't it? Now it's exponential.
So how does Ashtar's message explain our sudden acceleration?
Ashtar claims it's no accident. It's actually preparation.
Preparation for what?
For Earth to join the greater galactic community.
Join the galactic community. Okay.
Yeah, the message paints this picture of, central computers in every home, responding to your voice instantly, giving info, maybe balancing your home's energy, that kind of thing.
Sounds pretty advanced. Is there any sign this is actually starting?
Well, here's where it gets interesting. The message shares some specific details to suggest it is starting.
Oh yeah, like what?
It claims a, quote, prominent tech visionary, someone who created a well-known AI system we'd recognize.
Okay.
Recently met quietly with forward-thinking planners in the U.S.
Net about what?
about the future of AI infrastructure. And apparently, at one meeting, a huge initiative was announced.
How huge?
Hundreds of billions of dollars invested into next-gen AI data centers and the energy systems to power them.
Whoa. Hundreds of billions.
Yeah. And get this, the message claims the architects of this project even called it the beginning of a golden age.
That phrase again, golden age, it directly connects.
It really does. It resonates perfectly with the message's theme.
So this huge investment, the message suggests there's a link here to certain Earth leaders working with what it calls the Galactic Alliance. Some people call them white hats.
Yes, that's the connection Ashtar makes.
Can you elaborate on that alliance, according to Ashtar?
Well, the message describes a secret but positive alliance between what it calls Earth's enlightened human factions
Enlightened faction.
and these off-world light forces. And this alliance is supposedly helping guide these tech advancements, making sure they're for humanity's good.
So white hats would be, in this view, like a benevolent faction inside governments or militaries working with these ETs?
That's the context, yes. People working behind the scenes for a positive outcome, aligned with these galactic forces.
That idea of an alliance, it leads to another point in the message. Space Force, the newest U.S. military branch. What's Ashtar's take on its role?
Ashtar claims its creation wasn't just, an accident or some bureaucratic shuffle.
No.
No, it was the fulfillment of a plan. A plan to openly focus Earth's defense and tech development towards space, towards the stars.
Okay, so more than just satellites and defense?
Much more, according to this. The message mentions quiet involvement in developing things like anti-gravity craft.
Anti-gravity, seriously.
That's the claim. Also quantum communication systems, and even, interestingly, a role in this emerging quantum financial system we might talk about later.
Wow, okay.
The goal, as presented, is freeing our civilization from old limits. And Ashtar adds that whistleblowers have already kinda hinted at secret joint operations with benevolent ETs.
So this suggests we're maybe seeing the results of things that were hidden before.
That's the implication, yes.
And building on that, the message makes a pretty big announcement. It says, the era of disclosure is very near.
Yes. Promising revelations about Earth's long-standing interactions with positive galactic beings.
And the tech that comes with that friendship.
Exactly. Huge technological gifts. The message portrays this AI integration we're seeing as just the, first taste.
A taste of a future that's supposed to liberate us. Free us from drudgery and scarcity. Let people focus on growth and creativity.
That's the vision presented. A fundamental shift in the human experience.
Okay, but that brings up a big question, doesn't it? If we get all this powerful tech, how do we make sure it's used for good? Does the message address that?
It does, very directly. Ashtar emphasizes that powerful tech must be matched by a rise in consciousness and ethics.
Makes sense. You need the wisdom to handle the power.
Precisely. The message even says they've watched other societies that, failed at that, where AI became a tool for domination.
Or developed its own unwanted sentience. Like the nightmare scenarios.
Exactly. Those fears we see reflected in our own media, AI turning on us, becoming a tyrant.
Yeah, those are common fears. How does Ashtar's message tackle those concerns specifically for Earth?
It offers a very strong reassurance. Quote, Earth is being safeguarded from that outcome.
Safeguarded? How?
It states that the galactic light forces and this Earth Alliance are absolutely determined that AI here won't be allowed to enslave or replace humanity.
So even if there were negative plans?
The message acknowledges that. It mentions dark ones, their term for negative entities or factions who did have plans to expand AI surveillance, maybe even replace people with machines.
Yeah.
But Ashtar says very clearly, it's not going to happen. That outcome is being prevented.
What's fascinating here is the description of how it's being prevented. The message talks about subtle interventions.
Yes, actions taken behind the scenes. It details several things.
Like what? Give me some examples.
Okay, like neutralizing off-world AI signals and certain ET tech the Dark Ones wanted to use, preventing rogue AI codes from spreading,
Okay.
ensuring layers of safeguards for any developing sentient AI, disabling covert AI-based weapons.
Wow. So active intervention.
And there's even one specific instance mentioned. A dark fleet vessel.
A dark fleet.
Yeah, carrying apparently an army of synthetic android beings, supposedly for an invasion.
What happened?
Ashtar says it was promptly escorted away from your planet.
Escorted away. Just like that.
Seems so. The message calls these cosmic battles that happen behind the scenes to protect us while we navigate this tech transition.
Okay, so we've covered the tech side, the AI, the safeguards, but the message says there's something equally, maybe even more important happening.
Yes, a significant and deliberate rise in human consciousness that's apparently in progress right now.
An inner revolution, almost. What does the message say about that?
It states that the vibrational frequency of the human collective, basically our overall state of being, is climbing faster than it has in thousands of years.
Faster than ever. And that's deliberate. By design.
That's the claim. And it's largely driven, the message explains, by these waves of volunteer souls.
Volunteer souls, I've heard that term. People coming here to help.
Exactly. Souls who supposedly came from across the universe answering Earth's call for aid. The message references Dolores Cannon's work on this.
Right, the 3 waves of volunteers.
Yes. And their purpose, according to Ashtar, is twofold. 1, to transform the energy of Earth.
Change the vibration of the planet itself.
And 2, to raise the vibration of humanity so that you can ascend into a new dimensional reality.
Ascend. Moving to a higher state of being, the ascension timeline.
That's the concept, yes. A shift for both the planet and its people.
And has this rise in consciousness, according to the message, actually had a real impact? Can we see effects?
Ashtar claims, yes, definitely, that potential catastrophes that used to seem likely on our timeline.
Like what kind of things?
Things like global nuclear war, total environmental collapse, mass extinction events. The message says these have been largely neutralized.
Neutralized, because of these souls raising the vibration.
That's the claim, that these higher vibrational souls successfully change the outcome. It implies we are now firmly on that positive ascension timeline.
So consciousness is really the key then?
It's presented as the key. As humanity awakens spiritually, embraces compassion, unity, it creates the right environment, the right mindset.
Where these advanced technologies can be safely introduced and used.
Exactly. It's a stark contrast to worlds Ashtar describes as stuck in low consciousness, duality, greed, conflict.
It makes sense. You wouldn't give, I don't know, nuclear fusion tech to a society bent on self-destruction.
Right. And the message notes that ancient prophecies actually foresaw this split. Humanity potentially going down 2 very different paths.
Dystopian versus liberated.
Something like that. And it mentions modern channels even describe a trifurcation, or split into 3 potential world realities.
Okay, so if there are multiple possibilities, how does the message say the true golden timeline actually emerges?
That happens when the spiritually awake people unify. That's where the indigo starseed lightworker population comes in.
Those terms again, people here specifically to help Earth evolve.
That's the idea within this context, yes. Individuals believed to carry specific energies or origins from elsewhere, here to assist. Ashtar says they act as bridges.
Bridges? How so?
By infiltrating every sector of society. Tech, government, education, media, you name it.
Infiltrating. Sounds a bit covert.
Well, maybe integrating is a better word. They're there to quietly seed higher consciousness, to nudge things towards ethical choices.
So like small actions adding up.
Exactly. The message suggests you might not always see the big immediate results, but it's happening. It even says every time you meditate, every time you speak your truth, every time you choose compassion over anger, you tip the scales toward the ascended reality.
So our individual choices matter in this cosmic picture?
Immensely, according to this view. And the light forces, Ashtar Command, Pleiadians, Arcturians, Andromedans, all these groups mentioned.
The benevolent ETs.
They apparently nurture this rise in consciousness in 2 ways. Energetically, by amplifying cosmic energies hitting the planet, helping activate dormant DNA, that sort of thing. And also practically.
Practically. Like giving advice.
Telepathically inspiring leaders, researchers, artists. Seeding ideas for positive change.
And this loops back to the white hats again, doesn't it? The human allies. How does Ashtar describe the guidance they receive?
It confirms there are positive figures in your governments, often working quietly, who receive this kind of inspiration or guidance from higher realms.
And what have these white hats achieved, according to Ashtar?
They've apparently been crucial in blocking things like mass surveillance laws, exposing corruption, and also quietly preparing the public for big truths. Truths about ET life, about suppressed technologies.
So it's a joint effort, unseen and seen forces working together.
That's the picture painted. And the message emphasizes that collective consciousness has a tipping point.
A point of no return towards the positive.
Kind of. And it notes that those resisting the change, the dark schemes, are getting more blatant, more frantic now.
Because their time is running out.
That's the implication.
Yeah.
But their efforts, Ashtar claims, are backfiring or being exposed almost immediately.
Yeah.
Largely thanks to this growing awakened community.
Okay, this is making sense as a coherent narrative. Now, the message also talks about the old system's financial, political, medical, energy, media.
Right. The ones it says are heavily controlled by the deep state or cabal.
That hidden power structure concept.
Yeah. And the message claims these systems thrive on keeping people ignorant and dependent. And crucially, you can't carry these toxic old systems into the golden age. They have to go.
So how does that happen? How do they get dismantled?
Ashtar confirms that this dismantling process has already begun in earnest. It's not something that will happen, it is happening.
And the plans for this were made a long time ago.
Yes, by the Galactic Light Forces working with this Earth Alliance. And here's a key point. Many of the new systems aren't actually new.
What do you mean?
They've apparently existed for decades within secret space programs, SSPs, and breakaway civilizations.
Okay, remind us what those are again in this context.
SSPs are supposedly secret space programs run by governments or corporations with technology far beyond what's public. Breakaway civilizations are groups that's thought to have developed independently, maybe off-world or in secret on Earth, with super advanced tech.
And this tech is way ahead.
Astonishingly ahead, the message claims. Sometimes thousands of years ahead of what we see in the public sector.
So why was it kept secret for so long? Why didn't we get it sooner?
According to Ashtar, deliberate suppression by the old powers.
The cabal, the deep state.
Yes. They feared losing their wealth, their dominance, if these technologies came out.
But that control is slipping now.
That's the idea. Thanks to whistleblowers, citizen researchers, the knowledge of suppressed inventions has spread. And now, Ashtar says, the plan is to openly build and integrate entirely new, advanced systems.
To completely replace the old, failing structures.
Exactly, with inspiration and even technical support from the Federation, likely referring to the Galactic Federation of Worlds or a similar benevolent interstellar alliance.
Okay, so what are some of these new systems? Let's break them down. Energy, for example.
Right. First, energy. The message predicts the end of fossil fuels and artificially maintained energy scarcity.
Meaning energy shortages aren't always real.
That's the implication. The message talks about the rollout of zero-point energy and other over-unity devices. Some call it free energy.
Free energy, tapping into the energy of space itself.
That's the concept. Limitless, clean energy, no fuel needed. The message envisions every home, every community having like a small quantum power cell.
Providing all the power needed.
Clean, limitless energy. And it claims this tech exists. It's been tested in black projects, often inspired by pioneers like Nikola Tesla.
Okay, energy. What about healthcare? That's a big one.
Huge overhaul predicted there too. The current system, it says, will be fundamentally changed.
How?
By introducing quantum-based healing technologies that have supposedly been hidden away.
Like the med beds people talk about.
Exactly. Med beds, holographic or crystalline chambers. These are described as advanced tech that can, well, regenerate tissue, cure diseases.
Even reverse aging. Seriously.
That's the claim in this narrative. They supposedly work using frequencies, balancing the body's energy field, triggering natural regeneration.
So it would eliminate the need for most drugs, most surgeries.
That's the potential described.
Yeah.
And it adds that long-suppressed cures for things like cancer will also be released.
Wow. Okay, energy, health. What about media and information? That feels tightly controlled sometimes.
Ashtar says that stranglehold of propaganda and controlled news is already crumbling.
And what replaces it?
Decentralized, transparent, truth-oriented media. New internet platforms, maybe entirely new networks, possibly using satellite constellations, quantum encryption for security.
And AI plays a role here too.
Yes, but ethically programmed AI. It would amplify uplifting, factual, solution-focused content, shifting things from mind manipulation to mind liberation.
Mind liberation. I like the sound of that. Okay, and finally, governance. Politics. That seems like a mess.
The message calls the current situation political theater and says it's going to change dramatically.
Towards what?
Towards governance that's transparent, truly representative, and actually rooted in service to the people.
How does that happen?
It predicts legal disclosures, trials that remove corrupt officials, new charters or constitutions, limiting central power, promoting more local autonomy.
And it mentions something about new cities, freedom cities.
Yes, initiatives to build entirely fresh communities from the ground up, using the latest tech, implementing enlightened policies from the start.
Like prototypes for a new society.
Exactly. It specifically claims there's a plan discussed at high levels in the U.S. to build 10 new freedom cities on undeveloped land.
10 new cities.
As models for how society can be reimagined, attracting visionaries, innovators, people ready to live in 5D consciousness.
5D consciousness, that higher vibrational state again?
Right. It all ties together.
Okay, that's a massive vision for change across society.
Yep.
So let's bring it down to the individual level. What does all this mean for your daily life, especially, say, your finances?
Ah, yes, finance. That brings us to what the message calls one of the most pivotal new systems, the quantum financial system, the QFS.
QFS. Okay. Why is finance so central to this shift?
Well, Ashtar explains that the current system, central banking, fiat currency,
Money based on Nothing tangible, really.
Exactly. In their view, that system is the proggery mechanism the deep state used to keep people in debt and poverty.
By controlling the money supply.
Right. It's described as deeply controlled, manipulated, unsustainable, based on illusion and fueling negative agendas like war and inequality.
Okay, so that's the critique of the old system. Here's where it gets really interesting. What is the QFS according to Ashtar? How does it work?
All right, the message gives a pretty detailed breakdown. It's described as a secure, advanced digital monetary system.
Digital, okay. But different from crypto.
Different because it's supposedly backed by real assets.
Assets like gold, precious metals.
Or other tangible assets, yes, unlike fiat currency. And it runs, Ashtar claims, on quantum computers and AI.
Quantum computers, making it unhackable.
That's the idea. Decentralized, impossible to hack or manipulate because of quantum encryption. Fraud supposedly becomes impossible.
How so?
Funds that don't meet, like legal and ethical criteria, simply won't process. The system won't allow it.
Wow, okay.
And crucially, it apparently removes the need for traditional banks as middlemen.
Meaning, you become your own bank.
That's what the message suggests. Transacting value directly, securely, peer-to-peer perhaps, and all the abusive bank practices.
Like fractional reserve lending, crazy interest rates, hidden fees.
Ashtar claims they'll just vanish. They can't exist in the QFS structure.
So the QFS is presented as like the heart of this new golden age infrastructure, the key to ending financial tyranny.
That's exactly how Ashtar portrays it, a foundation for abundance and fairness.
Has there been any hint of this before? It sounds pretty radical.
Ashtar notes that Earth visionaries and truth seekers kind of intuited this system was coming, even when it sounded like pure fantasy.
Right.
And the message claims even some mainstream financial people are now quietly aware of quantum computing entering finance. It's not totally unknown.
And are there agreements being made between nations?
Apparently, yes. Behind closed doors, Ashtar claims. Agreements between East and West to cooperate on a transition back to asset-backed currency.
East and West cooperating on finance, that would be huge.
It mentions specifically a certain major Asian power and a major North American power collaborating on this.
Interesting. And there's a spiritual angle to the QFS too, something about protection.
Yes, that's a really intriguing detail. Ashtar states that higher dimensional positive ETs have imbued the QFS with protective frequencies.
Protective frequencies, like a spiritual fire.
Making it a spiritual failsafe, yeah. So it supposedly cannot be turned toward dark purposes, an energetic layer of security.
Okay, so how would this actually roll out for the average person? Would we just wake up one day and be on the QFS?
Ashtar suggests it might be quieter initially. Maybe a new secure banking platform appears, or there's talk of a global currency reset.
A reset?
There might be, a message suggests, a short period of confusion, maybe dual systems running side by side for a bit.
Yeah.
But eventually, everything aligns to the new asset-backed standard.
And what about things like debt?
That's a big one. The message hints that debts might be forgiven or recalculated under the new system, arguing much of it was illegitimate in the first place.
Forgiveness of debt. That would change everything for so many people. What other positive things cascade from the QFS being fully active?
Well, Ashtar details the release of global prosperity funds. Funds that have supposedly been stored up for ages.
Like the St. Germain's Trust people talk about in esoteric circles.
That's mentioned, yes.
Yeah.
These legendary trusts held for humanity's benefit. Also, the unfreezing of wealth stolen by corrupt elites.
And redistributing it for humanitarian projects.
Exactly. And funding all those new technologies we talked about, the free energy, the med beds, the new cities.
So the QFS unlocks the funding for the entire Golden Age infrastructure.
That's the idea. And money itself, Ashtar posits, starts to mean something different. It shifts from being about survival and power
to being about creativity and exchange.
Yes. And maybe, in the farther future, as technology provides for everyone's needs, money might even become obsolete.
Obsolete. Wow. Okay. So this brings us back to the listener. For you, the ground crew in this story, how does Ashtar suggest you navigate these coming times? How do you help anchor this positive timeline?
Ashtar gives some very direct guidance on this. 5 or 6 key points.
Okay, what's the first one?
First, stay centered in your heart and inner guidance. When things outside get chaotic financial shifts, shocking news, the advice is to go within.
Listen to your intuition. Trust your gut feeling.
Exactly. Be the calm in the storm. Maintain a high vibration. Trust, love, courage. Don't get pulled into fear.
Okay, stay centered. What's next?
Second, discern information and avoid fear traps. There's going to be a flood of info, Ashtar says. Some of it Potentially shocking.
Like what kind of shocking?
Evidence of Atlantis, maybe? Proof of ET contact? Things that could really shake people up.
So your role, if you're already aware, is to
Offer perspective and reassurance to the unawakened public. And Ashtar explicitly says again, no nuclear war, no mass extinction, no scary alien invasion, no AI takeover.
Those are illusions or fear tactics.
That's the claim. Don't buy into the fear. Okay, third point.
What is it?
Connect with your community. Ashtar says, the time of the lone wolf lightworker is over.
Meaning you can't do it alone anymore.
Right. This is the age of unity and cooperation. Find your soul family, those people you just resonate with deeply, share ideas, form support networks.
Working together makes the transition faster.
That's the message. Unity accelerates everything. Fourth point.
Go on.
Support the emergence of the new systems. If you have skills in tech, finance, healing, education, step forward. Contribute.
Give me examples.
Programmers could help build ethical AI. Healers could pioneer energy medicine. Parents could explore new ways to teach these incoming crystal or rainbow souls.
Those highly aware children.
Yes. And Ashtar even says some of you might be called to literally help build those new freedom cities.
No, direct involvement. Okay, fifth point.
Practice compassion and forgiveness. This is crucial as ugly truths about the past come out.
About suppression, control.
There's going to be collective grief, anger, understandable anger.
Quiet.
But the advice is be the voice of compassion. Don't let humanity get stuck in revenge cycles. Justice and accountability will happen, Ashtar insists.
But not vengeance.
Right. And it adds that many dark players will actually be removed by higher forces anyway. So focus on healing, not hatred.
Okay. Compassion and forgiveness. Is there a final point?
Yes. Attune to higher communication. Strengthen your personal connection to Source, to your star family.
Star family meaning ET guides, soul groups.
Yes. Ashtar says, our telepathic signals and intuitive guidance is available to anyone who sincerely seeks it.
How do you do that? Just ask.
Meditation is suggested. Call upon your guides. Pay attention to dreams, synchronicities, those meaningful coincidences. Take note of communications.
And direct contact might become possible.
The message hints at it. And it points out that many great innovators throughout history.
Like who?
It references Gene Roddenberry, George Lucas. Says they literally channeled inventions or ideas from higher realms.
So Star Trek, Star Wars, more truth than fiction in some ways.
That's what Ashtar suggests, that these stories tapped into real galactic realities.
Wow. What a profound deep dive, really, into this whole message from Ashtar Command and GFL Station. It really drives home how, in this view, the Golden Age isn't some distant dream.
No, it's something that's supposedly being born right now, through your actions, your choices, your consciousness.
That's incredibly empowering if you think about it.
It is. And Ashtar offers a final reassurance, too. They say the hardest part is already behind you.
The hardest part is over.
That's the message. The collective choice for ascension has been made, it's been anchored. The energetic momentum is now unstoppable.
That's a powerful statement.
And they reiterate the support. Legions of light surround your planet. Thousands of our ships are positioned in your skies. Support from angelic realms, ascended masters.
All these higher beings mentioned in spiritual teachings.
Yeah, constant support and protection.
So, to you, our listener, who brought us this amazing material, maybe you're part of that ground crew. Maybe you've kept the faith through tough times, held that vision for a better world. Well, thank you.
Absolutely. And Ashtar leaves us all with this final thought to carry forward. You are not alone. You possess all the tools you need, and you have a universe of heavenly support.
So the question becomes,
how will you participate? How will you, according to this message, co-create that future beyond your wildest dreams? A future where love, wisdom, creativity reign. Where tech and spirit unite to lift up every single soul.